of Duke. Devoted Deacons have 4 straight wins over the Devils. The common thread, Randolph Childress. He has saved his best for the Dukies, averaging 19 a game in his career. And in January, Randolph powered the Deeks with 22 in the second half in a performance that brought a smile to the face of them. In fact, the Deacons have held the Blue Devils' number. They've won 4 straight in this series, the last 2 in this building, and they've won 5 of the last 6 overall. And really, the common denominator has been Randolph Childress, Bucky. He has been a Duke destroyer.
Well, sometimes he's had help. He's had Rodney Rogers inside, and he's had this fellow Tim Duncan, who is a major player inside, and a lot of times he just does it by himself. In the first game, he had 2 points in the first half, tried to get everybody involved, didn't like the way that was going, so he got 22 in the second half. Somehow or other, he manages to score over Grant Hill or over whomever. That guy can really play.
Well, it was in this building last year when Childress destroyed Duke with this shot late in the game. With the Deacons trailing by 2, Childress indeed over Grant Hill, buries the 3. And Randolph made a winner of the Deacons that day. Pete Gaudet knows, everybody knows, Randolph won.
Eyes on what happened against a fine Georgia Tech team that's playing very well right now. They've got to attack. There's no way that they can lay back and try to...
5. Only 1 loss outside the league, and that was to the Florida Gators in Greensboro.
And that was by 11 points. Almost everything in the league has been very, very close. In fact, 3 of them by 5 points.
The first 8 minutes.
Bad chance if these cabinet crazies have anything to say about it.
Shot clock down to 5, and Duncan. Timmy's first field goal.
The other great sophomores, Stackhouse and Wallace, everybody knew were going to be great players. But Smith and Duncan really have snuck up on people. So much for the recruiting gurus, right?
Childress. Right straight through the defense.
We're throwing long outlet pets. They were laying it up, and they were going to the foul line more than their opponent. This year in the ACC, their opponents are shooting 4 more free throws per game than the Blue Devils. That's a statistic that's been unheard of in the good Blue Devil run. They always got to the line a lot.
LaRue, 4th.
One-on-one, going to work, and they're going to have to hit a tremendous percentage.
Inside Peralta.
Georgia Tech, by the way, just playing marvelous basketball without James Forrest. That was their first loss after 4 straight wins.
Here's Rudley. Needs some help. Shot clock at 6, and Randolph connects. 10 men and amen. Duke's biggest lead.
Watch Wake now. Just kind of simmer everything down.
Yeah, they call number 22. And that's a blocking foul on Newton, and look out. Oh, the business. That's how they can make that call.
One of our favorite team, when we think they missed
a solid position.
Greg Newton has run up a few backs, but that's experience. He managed to beg off that one.
Childress with the great seed. Banks draws the foul, count the bucket. Boy, you talking...
Great pump fake here. Again, the penetration pass, so easy. Childress drawing a crowd, laying it off. Meek trying to come off the Duncan offensive rebound.
Childress saw a little daylight through the block. Gets a lot of points here.
Well, he's so deceptive.
Second toss for Childress. That's interesting.
Eric Meek has 4, and I look for Wake Forest to try to take a run at him and get that 5th one. Pressure player in control of his destiny, and at the free throw. Whomever Randolph is guarding, I would expect
5-2.
Great defensive play that time by the Deacons at midcourt, because there were 2 Blue Devils wide open waiting for a layup.
Childress launches, and the Deeks indeed take the lead by 1. 60-59.
Gaudet has a timeout.
It's Capel to Meek. Oh, look at the slam by the big man. Duke by 1. 28 seconds left.
Collins is still at the scoring table. He's going to have to come in if there's a dead ball.
Now a whistle.
Who's been all over this court today gets what might be the winning basket. There he is. As a money player, he's no small change.
It comes down to this. The ball in Randolph Childress' hands and the game on the line. Randolph from 14, got it! And Wake Forest leads by 1. Duke timeout with 6 seconds to play. Randolph did not hit it in Tallahassee. He hits it in Durham, and for the second straight year, a last-second shot by Randolph Childress.
He had to put it between fingertips. Randolph Childress gets his tonsils checked by Kenny Blakely, but the money player delivers yet one more time. In here last year with 11 seconds, he did it in a controversial play because
who can make some space for himself and fire it up.
6 seconds, an awfully long time. Wake Forest has shown a 2-2-1 full court zone press.
The third straight year wins at Duke. Randolph Childress hits the shot